My name is Pat, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my story, about why hope starts, and the hope is in Jesus Christ. When we were very young children, our parents were divorced. We started living with our grandparents, our mother's parents, because she was an only child. And those times, Grandma and Grandpa and Mother worked very hard to make it a good life for us and safe and secure. And we had many happy memories when we were very young. Things would change. Mother got sick, and shortly after Christmas one year and the day before my 9th birthday, Mother died of cancer. Her parents had promised to take care of her children, so they adopted us. Grandfather was sweet and kind, and grandmother, she was very sad and unhappy. And she would often tell us how we were unwanted, how we were worthless and would never amount to anything. She would tell the nuns at school that how bad we were and how ungrateful we were. Even standing in line at the grocery store, sometimes she would tell people her sad story about these ungrateful children she was raising. We were often scolded, and scolded by people we didn't even know many times, and then even by the teachers at school, and were in trouble a lot of times, not knowing why we were, but it was stories that grandmother had told them. Shortly after that, a few years, grandfather passed away, so grandmother was left alone with the 5 of us children. I imagine that was pretty sad to be late in life and have to raise 5 children on your own. And then shortly after that, a few years, she had to give up on us again. So the foster care person came. We were found places for all of us to go. And my younger sister and I, we were placed in the same foster home. Now, our foster care parents were very nice. We were cared for and we were never afraid. And one thing that they allowed us to do was to go to church. And Joan and I were allowed to go to the Catholic Church since that's how we had been raised. But our foster parents went to the Methodist Church. So we went to the Methodist Church, then we went to the Church of Christ, we went to home prayer meetings, we went to Pentecostal churches, we went to charismatic churches, we went to church. But one thing happened to me while I was in that foster home. I was adopted again, but not by earthly parents. I was adopted by God the Father through grace, through the sacrifice of His Son, Jesus Christ. That baby who was conceived and born of a virgin, born in a stable, lived to tell about the kingdom of God, died on the cross, and then was raised in 3 days to sit at the right hand of God the Father. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish but have life everlasting." You see, my grandmother was wrong. I wasn't unwanted and I wasn't worthless. And I did become something in life. That teenage girl in that foster home, me, I became the child of a king. And that is where hope started.